Getting a usage limit reached error in Claude AI feels like hitting a brick wall right when you're in the middle of a breakthrough. It's that moment where the screen freezes you out and tells you to come back later, usually just as you were about to finish that complex code or deep dive into a research paper. This isn't just a random glitch, it's a specific conversation budget that Claude tracks based on how much work the AI has to do every time you hit send. If you want to get back to work without waiting for hours, you need to change how you interact with the interface immediately. The fastest way to get around this limit is to start a completely fresh conversation. It sounds simple, but every time you send a message, Claude has to reread everything you've already said in that specific chat to keep the context straight. By starting a new thread, you give the AI a clean slate with zero history to process, which drastically lowers the cost of your next message. If you're stuck in a massive thread with dozens of attachments, copy your last important point, start a new chat, and paste it there. You can also stretch your remaining limit by shortening your prompts and asking for smaller chunks of information. If you ask Claude to write a 10-page report in one go, you're going to hit that ceiling way faster than if you ask for a single paragraph. For the simpler tasks that don't require the heavy lifting of a massive model, try switching over to Claude Haiku. It's a lighter, faster version of the AI that handles basic questions without burning through your main allowance. Why does this happen even when you feel like you haven't sent that many messages? It's because the limit isn't just a basic count of your posts. It's a calculation of the total tokens used, which includes the length of your messages, the size of the files you've uploaded, and how deep the conversation history goes. Free users generally see this limit reset every 5 hours. If you move up to Claude Pro, you still face a 5-hour reset window, but your total allowance is about 5 times higher than the free tier. You can take control of this by monitoring your usage directly in your Anthropic dashboard. Using the Projects feature is another smart way to manage context more efficiently, so the AI doesn't waste energy rereading irrelevant data. If you're an API user, you should build in retry logic with exponential backoff, or add small delays between your requests to avoid those sudden burst limits. Now that you know how the budget works, you can stop fighting the timer and start working with it.